What if your zip code, the simple 5 digits on your mail, could add 3 extra years of genuine happiness to your life? I'm not talking about metaphorical feel-good years. We're talking actual, survey-verified, statistically backed years of contentment. It sounds like science fiction, but it's a reality. There's a city in the U.S. that consistently, year after year, scores highest on every major livability index. It also has the lowest reported rate of the dreaded Sunday night blues. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where that city is, how much it costs to live there, and why your biggest problem might just be finding a parking spot at the ridiculously popular weekend farmers market. It's a staggering thought. A recent poll showed that 83% of Americans would pack up and move tomorrow if they just knew where to go for a better life. The core problem is information overload. Every blog, magazine, and clickbait listicle shouts a different city, often based on 1 or 2 flimsy metrics. So we did what they won't. We went deep. We merged the very latest 2025 happiness data, granular crime statistics, comprehensive hospital rankings, crucial income-to-housing ratios, and even hyperlocal air quality sensor readings to find the single best place to live for overall quality of life. Let's count down from number 10, and you might want to keep a suitcase handy. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Madison, Wisconsin. This is a city that practically turns its magnificent lakes into a source of public endorphins. Seriously, you are never more than a 6-minute walk from open water, a design that feels incredibly intentional. And just this year, in 2025, the city doubled down on that access by adding a free lakeshore shuttle. The median home price still sits comfortably around $379,000, a number that feels like a misprint when you compare it to the overheated coastal markets. Now for the reality check. The downside, January. It's cold. It's snowy. You'll find yourself owning a snowblower that might just cost more than your first car did. Coming in at number 9, Ann Arbor, Michigan. A great way to think of it is as Madison's sibling, but with a more dominant college football scene and, admittedly, slightly less impressive lakes. But what it lacks in shoreline, it makes up for in healthcare. The world-renowned University of Michigan Hospital Network keeps the city in the top 5 nationwide for cancer survival rates, a truly life-altering statistic. The university also fuels a thriving economy. Tech startups flock here, eager to hire, brilliant engineering grads causing average salaries to jump an incredible 14% last year, while rents only crept up by a manageable 4%. The trade-off for all this intellectual energy: if you have absolutely no patience for confused grad student drivers who signal left from the right-hand lane, you might not last a week. At number 8, we have a city that might surprise you, Overland Park, Kansas. On the surface, it might sound like a sleepy suburb, but don't be fooled. This city punches way above its weight class. For proof, look no further than Google, which just opened a massive 200-acre campus here. The average tech salary has soared to $142,000, yet you can still buy an average 3-bedroom house for just $385,000. That income-to-housing ratio is almost unheard of today. The city government itself is uniquely welcoming. They literally mail new residents a welcome packet filled with coupons for iconic local barbecue and even a free subscription to a mindfulness app. Because here, even your mental health is thoughtfully budgeted for. The drawback? It's hardly a deal breaker. If you crave Korean-Mexican fusion tacos at 3 a.m., you're driving to Kansas City, all 10 minutes of it. Sliding into number 7 is Scottsdale, Arizona. This is the city you choose for sunshine on demand. It's a place built around wellness and leisure, with spas that are often cheaper than therapy, and the nation's highest concentration of golf courses per capita, but it's not just manicured greens. A forward-thinking 2025 ordinance now requires every new development to set aside a full 20% of its land for public green space, transforming the Sonoran desert landscape into something that feels more like a sprawling botanical garden. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room: the heat. Summer temperatures can and do hit 115 degrees Fahrenheit, but the city is built for it. For instance, nearly every grocery store parking space has a solar shade that powers your AC while you shop. The skin cancer risk, however, is very real. Sunscreen is basically a form of municipal currency here. Halfway through our list, at number 6, we have Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. The famous Research Triangle isn't a triangle anymore. You could call it the Research Hexagon, after new state incentives successfully pulled in another 42 biotech firms this year alone. This influx of brainpower hasn't ruined the lifestyle, though. The average commute remains a breezy 22 minutes, and the density of PhDs is actually higher than in Boston. But crucially, it comes without the painful Boston price tag. You can still buy a beautiful townhouse for around $410,000, and get this, if you're feeling particularly whimsical, you can literally kayak to work on the Neuse River. Now, the downside is the deep south humidity in July, which can feel like you're living inside a Labrador's mouth. But the porch culture is strong, and sweet tea is often handed out for free at local banks, which tells you everything you need to know about the hospitality. Cracking our top 5 is Seattle, Washington. Let's get the big number out of the way first. Yes, it's pricey. The median home price is a steep $825,000. But here's the other side of that coin. Incomes rose an astounding 9% in 2025 alone, growing faster than any other large metro area in the country. Corporate giants like Amazon and Microsoft are still hiring as if a recession never even happened, fueling that prosperity. The city is also investing heavily in its quality of life. The brand new Waterfront Park extension added 20 acres of stunning terraced gardens that seem to smell like lavender and startup money. The air quality is consistently far better than LA's, but you will pay for it with cooler temperatures. You'll need a light jacket for July and for August. And, let's be honest, probably for half of September too. In our number 4 spot, we head back to North Carolina to visit Charlotte. This city, once known primarily as a staid bank town, has completely transformed itself into a buzzing fintech powerhouse. The average salary in its booming financial services sector now tops $128,000, yet the cost of living remains grounded, with the average house costing a reasonable $420,000. The infrastructure is modernizing too. The sleek light rail can glide you straight from the airport to a trendy uptown rooftop bar that serves 16 different kinds of craft sours. A word of warning for transplants: the local BBQ is mustard-based, which can startle Texans at first, but they tend to get over it and stay for the remarkably low 2.9% property tax rate. The one catch is the traffic on Interstate 77, which still moves at a pace that feels stuck in 1985. Our advice: buy a place near that shiny new rail line. Reaching our top 3, we arrive in Salt Lake City, Utah. This is the ultimate destination for the outdoor-minded professional. If you can handle the infamous winter air inversion, your reward is a lifestyle second to none. You can genuinely ski world-class powder during your lunch break and still be back at your desk for that 3 p.m. Zoom call. It's a work-life balance that's hard to beat. The job market is on fire, with Adobe, Qualtrics, and a whole swarm of AI startups keeping the median tech pay well above $140,000. And access to nature just got easier. The state just invested a cool $45 million in a new tram to the Wasatch foothills, making epic trailheads feel as accessible as subway stops. The only real and widely discussed downside: the liquor laws, which were very clearly written by people who think a well-made cocktail is a gateway sin. Our runner-up, at number 2, is the legendary Boulder, Colorado. Here, breathtaking views of the Flatirons are practically included with every rental lease. Okay, that's not legally binding, but all you have to do is look west from anywhere in the city and you're staring at a real-life postcard. That beauty comes at a price. The median home price hovers at a very steep $910,000. Yet people pay it, and they stay. Why? Because the average life expectancy here is 83.2 years. A full 2 years above the national average. It's a city actively engineered for health. The municipality subsidizes e-bikes so heavily, they're almost free. And for those priced out of the housing market, a local co-op even lets you trade volunteer hours for housing equity. The only real downside? It can be intimidating. Everyone is fitter than you. No, really, even the dogs seem to be training for a marathon. And the #1 best place to live in the USA for overall quality of life is Fremont, California. For this one, it's best to just let the numbers do the talking because they are staggering. Wallet Hub just ranked Fremont the happiest city in America for the 3rd consecutive year. The median household income is an incredible $170,934. The community is exceptionally stable. Its divorce rate at 9.8% is the lowest of any large city in the nation. It's also incredibly safe, with a violent crime rate that is a full 85% below the national average. Education is world-class with a high school graduation rate of 96%. You're just 25 miles from top-tier San Francisco salaries, but you get to live in a place where your kids can still bike to school past strawberry fields that smell like fresh jam in June. The city even runs free STEM summer camps that are so good. They have massive waitlists every year. Now, the obvious downside is the astronomical cost. A standard 3-bedroom ranch house averages $1.25 million. But, and this is the critical part, here's the game-changing twist. Fremont just approved a brand new 2,200-unit affordable housing complex specifically reserved for households earning between $120,000 and $180,000, with home prices locked in for 30 years. Meanwhile, Google, Tesla, and a flock of biotech firms keep hiring and driving salaries up. So while your mortgage payment could stay frozen, your salary likely won't. Add 300 days of glorious sunshine, 0 snow shovels, and a public library that lends out power tools, and you can see exactly why the algorithm crowned it #1. So were you surprised that Fremont took the top spot? Or are you currently yelling at your screen that we completely missed your beloved hometown? Let us know in the comments. Drop your pick for the best city and the one key statistic that you think proves it's the best. And while you're down there, smash that subscribe button